Hey there, everybody. Matt Carter here.
Jessica Carter from CARTERMATT.com.
This video is our reaction to NCIS Season 17, Episode 12, entitled Flight Plan, which this is going to be a weird video because I know we're probably going to spend at least like 2 minutes talking about what wasn't in the episode along with what actually was, but we had a getaway that was kind of attached to a murder case that had like 3 different twists in it.
It was a crazy adventure. It was a lot of fun.
McGee's adventures with the old snip and all sorts of other stuff that is going on.
Is that what we're calling it, the snip?
Well, it feels like this is like one of those things that, like, you know, if you're like a parent and you're trying to explain it, you're just like, Daddy's just getting like the snip or something like that.
That is true.
It gets the point across anyway.
It does. We all know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we're all on the same page here. If you do like this video, give us a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any other updates. All right, before we talk about the snip though, we got to talk a little bit about what's not here. I know you and I, we had differing opinions on whether or not there was going to be a Ziva Tony mention tonight.
Yeah, I thought no. I thought absolutely there was going to be nothing, and my suspicion is that we're not going to hear anything until Senior's on the show. And that's just my feeling, that he'll probably have some sort of update, but I legit thought nothing was going to be tonight, and there was nothing.
I'm still shocked. I mean, maybe I'm just delusional, but it's just like, I felt like if they try to at least make NCIS feel like kind of a normal workplace, even though it's not, where you talk about things that are going on, and I felt like it would just be like, you know, McGee would come in and like Bishop would be like, hey, did you get the text from Ziva and Tony? And then they would say it, and then it would be like 5 seconds, and then Gibbs would interrupt them because of a case. I thought we would have that.
I really didn't. No, I really thought there was going to be nothing. It made more sense to me that after having such a big arc happen and everything that was going on, and I have a feeling that the masterminds behind the show probably knew that even though the last episode with Ziva was really good, and it was really good, that people had expectations like me that Tony was probably going to show up, or at the very least we were going to see that moment where Tolly was going to run into Ziva's arms. I thought there was going to be something. Lots of people thought there'd be something. There was nothing. And now in retrospect, I'm still not happy that I got nothing, but when you look at the episode itself, it was quite good. So I feel that they didn't want to continue that on right into the next episode, because I think they want to kind of get back to that TV comfort food that is NCIS. It is a procedural. They want to be able to bring us these stories where you can get in, enjoy the episode, get out, and that's what they brought us, and that's kind of where I thought we were going.
I'm still surprised by it, but I will not focus on it for the remainder of this video. We have already spent like 2 minutes more time on it than NCIS did, which was 0.
Yeah, I think there will be an update. I just don't think it's going to be right away. This is still a show that is an ensemble cast. There are other characters that we need to get to, want to get to, and tonight we had a little more focus on McGee, which I'm really thankful for.
I remember reading the synopsis, and it brought back, okay, what kind of personal story is McGee gonna have? I know that there were probably like at least like 5 websites that were already like writing up their McGee leaving NCIS article that happens anytime that like anybody has a personal story.
Absolutely. I even talked to 2 people today that were saying the exact same thing. Yeah. Oh, I've heard the rumors that he's leaving. Yeah, I hear those rumors too around this time. Every single year.
One of these days it's possible McGee will actually leave, but that does not validate like every single year's worth of like, is McGee leaving stories that are out there.
No, there is way too much. Is McGee leaving? Yeah. Is Mark Harmon leaving? Is Mark Harmon sick? Enough. Yeah. Like, none of this stuff is happening.
Like, the other one was like, Bishop's leaving because she's going to be getting training from Odette. Like, I heard that one too.
Yeah, it just feels like anytime somebody has some sort of story, they're leaving. Yeah. Everybody's leaving this show, and nobody's leaving right now. So let's all stop with that.
You know that gif that's online of like the guy just like standing in the room and looking around and no one's there? That's what the people who write all these stories think NCIS is eventually going to be.
Yeah, it's true.
And that person's probably Palmer, because he never gets any of these this person leaving stories.
No, he never does ever get any of those stories. Thank goodness.
Yeah, I know. Okay, well, McGee, in this episode, he has an important decision to make.
He did not leave.
He did not leave.
Shocker.
Instead, there was just something else about him that could have left that he was contemplating.
Yes, and that is more children in his life.
Yes. The operation, should he have it? Should he not have it? You know, I jokingly call it the snips, but it's an important thing you got to figure out. And he's clearly wrestling with it, and at first it feels like a lot of it is just the pain and the discomfort of the operation, which I would understand. I am not a part of this club, but it sounds terrifying.
You're not part of the Snip Snip Club
No, I'm
yet?
not part of the Snip Snip Club yet.
I already know that,
But
of course.
no, it does not sound fun, and I would understand if McGee was having some fears about it.
Yeah, absolutely. But it was interesting because when he first came to the office, it seemed like, he was a little nervous, but this was something that he felt confident about.
Yeah.
Until he talked to Torres, and then that all turned into a dumpster fire where, when you have a big decision like this, these are the times that it's better to just go and do this when you've talked to your partner about it or whoever you actually need to talk to about it. Just go get it done and tell people afterwards. This gets into your head. This is a big decision.
Yeah.
It is. He's deciding to close up the baby factory. It's not just about the pain, as we learned as the episode was going on, that it is a really big decision.
Yeah.
That things, as he was saying, things can happen in life. And knock on wood, nothing ever happens to his children. But he may want to make that decision to change it later on.
Yeah.
And the thing about the snip is that it's reversible.
Yes.
Allegedly.
Yeah,
I don't know a lot about it. I've just seen that it is apparently reversible. I don't know if it's like 100% every time.
Yeah.
I am not the snip
We did not do extensive
expert.
snip research coming into this video. There are certain corners of the internet we decided we did not need to visit tonight.
No.
But, it's something that could be out there. But I think the real moral of this story is, I think Torres occasionally just likes to stir the pot a little bit.
Of course he does.
I mean, I guess I get it. You're doing these same things to cases all the time. It can get kind of monotonous, even this crazy job. He likes to get involved in a way that is not always great.
And everybody ended up getting involved. By the end of this, we learned that Vance is part of the Snip Club, and then we learned that Gibbs is not. And there's a lot of information that was given out in this episode.
The best scene of the entire episode, by the way, is Vance at first being like, "Don't talk about this," and then he proceeds to talk about it for 2 more minutes. It's like,
Vance is so great. I always wish we have more of him than we do.
Yeah, the incredible hypocrisy of the NCIS director deciding he gets to talk about it, no one else can.
Here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
If McGee's gonna go and get the snip,
Yeah.
can we please see his twins? We haven't seen them in so long, and I really am hoping, praying that we're going to get an episode with Delilah this year, that we are going to see them. The last time we saw them, they were babies.
Yeah.
Then we saw a picture of them being shown to Ziva, and they're toddlers. By the next time we actually see them, they're going to be going to college.
Yeah.
So can we please just have an episode where we actually get to see his children, if there's going to be no more babies?
It's a nice point. I have to admit, I was really worried when you started that sentence off with "after his operation, we have to see his," and I didn't know where you were going with that, but...
That is not that kind of
But I
video.
am glad we went in the direction of his kids. It would be nice to see them or Delilah on the show sometime soon. I know NCIS got a lot of other things going on. Margot Harshman may have a lot of other things going on,
Yep,
but,
she might.
this was fun. It's just... We had Once Upon a Tim last season, and that was like an iconic Tim episode. And I don't want to compare the greatness of that to McGee getting the snip, and that's going to be his only story. So I hope we get another McGee episode.
I agree. This wasn't even a McGee episode. This was just a normal procedural episode where it's all about the main case and you get sort of this bookend of a little bit of character information here, a little bit of character information here, but it's really about the case. So to me, this wasn't a McGee episode. This wasn't what I was waiting for. Still lots of episodes left to come.
Yeah.
They're going to bring me the goods.
Yeah, and I'll say this about the case. Like, I don't know if there's all that much about this that I'm going to remember like a month from now. Other than that, a plane and getting on board is a pretty cool escape route. We don't see that every time on NCIS, but it was sort of ultimately the classic, oh, someone's having an affair and one of the people involved in the affair kills the spouse.
Yeah, the case itself is not something that's going to stick with me, but
Yeah.
I will say that the adventure that everyone went on with this, having, first we're on a boat, then there's a plane, then there's an ejection of the plane, then they're in a raft. I felt like it was kind of like this crazy, if you guys remember that scene from Indiana Jones when he's on the plane, then he's down in the raft, and then he's down in the raft, and it's all like really crazy. I know it wasn't quite as crazy as that, but that's sort of what it reminded me of, where it's starting here and then it's here and it's all adventure.
Yeah,
tied in with murder.
I kind of wish Torres was running from a giant boulder now or something, but it was a fun case. Insofar as adventure goes, you had a couple of interesting twists in it.
Yep.
I mean, I think Lieutenant Weeks, I believe is her name. I think it was a little bit expected, and of course, there's something more going on than just this random Navy lieutenant who is on the run.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could chart probably a lot of this, but it was adventurous, and it had some fun moments, and I think ultimately, if we're going to go back into sort of the procedural format of NCIS for a while, this wasn't a bad way to do it. I think it was a good episode for the show. But
And no slibs moments. I'm just throwing that in there. Last week, with all the Ziva stuff that was going on, we didn't get to talk too much about that.
Yeah.
So there was some nice slibs moments in the last episode. There was nothing tonight.
No.
Tonight there was no anything with Nick and Bishop.
Yeah.
No moments here. No slibs moments.
Yeah.
Nothing really.
Yeah.
This was purely case.
This is an episode you could have just plucked out of here and probably stuck in any of, like, I don't know, however long that Sean Murray's had that goatee for, a couple of years. Like, any other point in the Sean Murray goatee era, you could have put this episode and it wouldn't have mattered.
This is a perfect syndication episode.
Yeah. The syndicators, they will love this NCIS episode.
Yes, it was perfect for that.
All right, well, we will wrap that up then, but then let us know, while this was not the most eventful NCIS episode, did you enjoy it? Give us what you liked, didn't like in the comments, and if you like this video, give us a like, subscribe, and you can support us more by checking that link in the description.
Also, tell us if you thought that Gibbs had the snip or not. Were you shocked? I was not.
This is literally not something I thought about until the very moment that Gibbs said it. That is actually probably the most shocking thing about this episode, more so than any twist, is that Gibbs...
that he admitted?
Yeah, that Gibbs admitted to something that's going on biologically with him.
Maybe if he had been part of that club, he may not have admitted it. Who knows?
Maybe. Gibbs is such a mystery that way. But, alright, well, we will see you guys here next time.